Well, the warehouse is the newest location coming to Riders Republic, and today we're honing in on what could be the closest this game gets to Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Welcome to the Warehouse Park. You're watching the Riders Report, episode 85.
Before we get started today, we want to recognize our existing YouTube members. A special thank you goes out to executive producers Bonecrusher 2D, Coach 34, and my mom, co-producers Captain Snowbeard and Kelavepa, and our fans and Fans Plus.
If you'd like to become a member for as low as 99 cents a month and help support our channel, you can hit join below to learn more about perks like early access to the Riders Report, emojis and badges, a members-only video per month, sneak peeks, and more.
It's been a slow news cycle since everyone's out on summer vacation, but if you have also been out, Ubisoft announced that Season 8 of Riders Republic will be launching on September 26th. They also posted a community update back on July 20th, covering more that will come in Season 8. There's going to be an exciting festival that sets the rhythm for the season. Replay mode is still confirmed, and they unveiled the new area called the Deck. It's divided into multiple parts, including bowls, half pipes, a village of containers, a mega ramp, and today we'll be talking about one of those 5 sections, the Warehouse Park.
So is this the final park that we are covering that is to come in Season 8, or do we have one more after this?
We're going to have one more. There's an outdoor bowl section. We already covered the X Games area, the Vans Park, the Container Village. Today's the Warehouse Park, and then I don't know what to call the last one. I don't think they had a theme when I got to play it, but this one, Warehouse Park, really takes me back to those Tony Hawk's Pro Skater days.
It really does. This one is just, yeah, that's the best way to explain this section of the map is just, it's Tony Hawk. It feels like the Foundry. It feels like a bunch of ramps that are kind of just plopped down in this abandoned warehouse park. But I do love the open gates. You know, it is not very like claustrophobic. Like Tony Hawk, the Foundry, you were like you are encased in this foundry. But here we have very wide open sides, so you can come in and out as you please. I know there is some footage floating around somewhere of you during alpha footage where you were doing a flyover in the rocket wingsuit and you were going in and out of this structure. It looked like a lot of those industrial drone, like FPV drone flights, where they find like the industrial parks and they're flying through all of the old, all of the I-beams and stuff. Gave a lot of cool feeling. But this is a like complete departure from all of the nature and all of the integration with nature that we've been seeing. This is very industrial, very commercial.
Yeah, this feels a little bit like the one kind of warehouse we have in Area 52, but this one I feel is a lot more vertical. There's not as many of those like curved transfers. There's a lot of half pipes, quarter pipes sprinkled throughout all of this. I love the centerpiece in the middle. It's this giant wall that has a skateboard mural on one side. There's some really cool opportunities for transfers going in, up and around. And then they have, spray paint all covering the inside. So the riders have taken over this area. You hit the nail on the head too. It reminds me of the Foundry from Tony Hawk, one of my favorite maps. Only thing it's missing is the rails, I think, that are going kind of above everything. But who knows? That could be added in later.
Yeah, and talking about adding things in later, you see these walls have all of these really cool designs on them, but it does feel graffitied. It does feel like somebody tagged these surfaces, most of them at least, especially the mural in the middle. So I am curious to see if any of this artwork changes over time. Now, I'm not saying like all the time, but maybe once or twice a year, when the holidays come around or when it's summertime, maybe the color schemes change up. Maybe someone tags a different wall just to keep breathing life into this as the seasons progress. But there are so many fun drop-ins here. Like there's so much to do, so much to see. This also feels like a really good hangout spot for you and a couple of friends just to join each other on the map and just run a session in this warehouse.
There is an area in this warehouse in the one corner where it's kind of raised above everything else, and they
Yes.
have a little bit of a tent, some of the TVs that you find around the ridge, and some speakers. And it feels like the perfect place to just, throw a couple couches, a couple of chairs. There's some vending machines up there where you can get some snacks, skateboards hanging on the wall. And that would be the area, kind of the party central. And from that point, you get a great view of the rest of the park too. So, I mean, if they want to host any event in that area, that's one of the kind of perfect viewing decks. And this space too is also broken up into several different areas. So I could even see the chance for some, smaller competitions happening in different corners.
Yeah. They say that imitation is a form of flattery or it's a compliment. This area really feels to me like in Baltimore, the Charm City skate park here, where a couple of U.S. skateboard team members, a couple Olympians do practice and shred. I've been lucky enough to be there working and playing as well. But this area really has that feel. This really feels like a skater haven. This isn't some pre-constructed like a Vans Park that we've seen outside or the X Games where it is larger than life. This is very much like, hey, Mitch bought this warehouse down here and we're going to start building some ramps and we're going to make it our own. Are you in? It feels like everyone showed up with a broom brush and a bucket of paint and made it their own. I'm really excited at the energy that this park brings. But again, this is not the last park that the deck has to offer. We also have one more section that we're going to be covering in an upcoming week. I can't wait to ride all of these parks in September.
It's going to be cool to see the final changes and touches that they put on too. All of my recordings are from the first alpha that we were able to play in this area. I got a chance to play the second alpha and they did have more details in this area. I believe it also had a name. I think they had some sort of brand or name sprinkled around this area. So there were changes made to it. And, they have another few months one more month until it comes out, but will be a few months since this footage. So I'm sure they're going to touch up the area. A lot of the places that they add, they have a ton of the small details and little bits of polish. So I'm excited to see what they do.
There have been just last thought. Sorry, I know that we were kind of wrapping it up there. There have been a lot of vertical features added throughout this season 8 update. We've seen it in the Vans Park. We've seen it at X Games. We've definitely seen it here in the warehouse, like that center mural piece. I would love if they would give us an emote or a challenge to place a sticker. And I know that is a big workout, a big loadout that they would have to work into the game to like design a custom sticker so you can smack it up there. But even your user or your gamer tag, whatever that may be, just being able to smack that as high as you go would be, I think that would be a lot of fun. Or even just like prefab in the game. You pick one of 5 stickers that you can stick up there, and then you see all of your friends' different stickers as you go up the mural. Who can get the highest?
That would be really cool. And the X Games area has one of those digital boards that shows you how high the rider is. Like you see in a lot of the half pipe competitions. Doesn't work. It really needs to work. They got to get that in there because that's my favorite thing to watch in the competition, where you could have a ton of riders trying to hit that spot and then see their apex.
Yes, I've been calling for that since Steep. Like the old Shaun White, like Shaun White's rookie years was when they unveiled that in the Winter X Games. Yeah, I've been a fan of that ever since. The big air meter. Hopefully it's working and hopefully it's accurate come September 26th. Yes, 26th. All right, let's jump in the time machine here before we get into the Riders Roundup. Let's go back to the days of Steep, where we used to have a lot of community events going on every week, every month. Every different update in the game. We had Shred This Spot. We had Check My Steez. We had the one line. I forget what they were called. Was that Shred This Spot? Regardless, we had one line challenges. We had park challenges. We had all of these communities reaching out saying, hey, rider, this is the challenge for this week. Lay it down, submit the clip, and we're going to judge it, and we're all going to have a great time. Well, as we all know, a lot of that was centered around replay mode in Steep, which is coming to Riders Republic in just over a month. But until then, riders have had to get very creative with continuing to challenge themselves after they've beaten the game. And Gunny Guns definitely beat the game, definitely knows how everything works in the game, right? So he needs something else. And he looked to none other than ChatGPT. It was only a matter of time.
He asked it to give him an idea for a clip in Riders Republic and then asked it to detail out some of the stunts. So he shows the description. It gave him details like a location, the ramp setup, speed, the midair tricks, canyon depth landing zone, other things. And then he goes through and shows you trying to find the right spot and his results. So it's really cool to see, you know, how he was able to use this, build on it to kind of prompt it to give him some video that he could put out. And I just love seeing results like this.
Yeah, Gunny, if you're watching, please let us know how long this took for you to make. Like starting with ChatGPT to, you know, finally nailing the trick. Please let us know how long that entire process was. This is a phenomenally creative way to ride the game. And I encourage everyone else to prompt ChatGPT to give them something to do in the game before the community can do that again. But another community leader, we know he's going to be leading the scoreboards, the leaderboards in those community challenges when they become a thing again. And that's Ian Hawk BMX.
He's playing us out in this video, showing off a lot of the new areas in Season 8, and he's on the newer update too, so you'll see some of those details, especially in the beginning with the Container Village Park area.
Gotta love it. And if you have a video that you want to feature on the Riders Report, please head on over to our Discord channel where you can find the self-promo, our Discord server where you can find our self-promo channel, and you can submit your video there. All of those links are down below. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 85 out of our guaranteed 100 episodes of the Riders Report. Special thanks goes out to our YouTube members once again, executive producers Bone Crusher 2D, Coach 34, and Mitch's mom, along with Captain Snowbeard and Killa Vape are sitting in the co-producer seats, and our fans and fans plus.
And if you want to become a...
It's not just me.
It's not. It's Monday. It's the first day
Really
from
is.
vacation. If you want to become a member like them, you can hit join down below, and it helps support the channel. You know, we use that to create a lot of the cool content, and you'll get some cool things like early access, emojis, badges, members only videos, sneak peeks, more. It's all described down below. But if not, you can also just subscribe because that helps us out too. And right now we're 4 away from 2,000. We might hit that before this episode releases, and then we'll have some fun things coming up. So just subscribe. It encourages us to keep going.
Yes, before we head out this week, I do want to give one more shout out to the man sitting to my right in today's episode. I don't know if he's going to put it in the video, but Mitch, congratulations catching that huge pike up in Canada when you were visiting family.
I'll try to get that picture there.
Can you tell the fishtail here just, you know, in a couple sentences? There's
no fishtail. I've been up there maybe 4 or 5 times over the past several years, and no one catches fish on that river. So just we were all fishing and felt a tug, and when it got close to the water, we saw it was a big pike, probably close to 3 feet, I want to say. So nice big one.
It was a 6-footer. It was a 6-footer, teeth
10
as long as
and then
your
we threw
arm.
him back in. We wanted him to keep going.
I love it. Yeah, I saw some comments on that post when you released it. I think your mom posted it somewhere, but a lot of people saying, I've never seen a fish, let alone a pike in that river. So good on you, dude. Congrats. That had to be a blast. But we will be back for episode 86 next week. Hopefully a little more caffeinated, a little more jazzed about what is going on. But until then, I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
We'll see you on the slopes.